And welcome back to the stream. My name is Ross, this is Live, Love, Play, and it has been a very, very long hiatus. I haven't been able to properly stream since October because we decided to move to get a different job, got a bigger place, living life, moving up in the world at last. But the problem, of course, is all the things that come with moving expenses, new bills, and all sorts of stuff that just compounds and builds, and even if you chip away at it little by little, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're finally getting back to a manageable spot. I've done a couple vlogs over the last few months, phone blogs here and there, to show off the place where I will be streaming, my own little studio, my own little space that is all mine in the basement. But it's a decent spot, a little 4x10 room, so there's enough room in there for me to finally do some VR streaming. But the problem is it's a very rough space, so I want to at least spruce it up a little bit. And we finally got the money to do so, even if it is on a bit of a budget, but that's fine. That's good. And I can deal with that. But it's just taken so much time. Good grief, it's taken so much time, and I've missed being here, streaming, interacting, and getting to know so many people and just geeking out over all the things that we enjoy, which is one of the key points of what Live, Love, Play is. So right now I'm streaming on my backup laptop, which is why the video quality isn't as good as you're used to. So my primary laptop is still dead. I haven't been able to get that fixed yet. Again, money. But my primary PC is still up and running, but it's in the living room, which is where I am right now, streaming from that laptop. So it's imperfect, but for now, it does exactly what I need to do. I've got the house to myself, while the fiance and the little one are off doing their thing. So why not? I figured, let's do a stream, let's shake that rust off, and let's get back into something of a groove. So today, I wanted to do a live vlog, just a casual, kind of chill, just chatting about what's been going on. So there's the introduction. There's the first part of what's going on. So my plans for the space. Let's get into that a bit. So if you want to go back and look at that vlog, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll post the card right up there. And if you're watching on Twitch, just go back into my archives and that vlog will be there. So since this is a rental property, I'm not going to be able to do anything too substantial. We do want to get a nice coat of black paint down there to kind of smooth everything out. It's all very rough, cinder block and brick, so there's not a lot that we can do. But what I want to do as far as making things look a little prettier is to just curtains. Just nice, thick, sound-deadening curtains. The difficulty is going to be soundproofing because it's right below the kitchen, but thankfully under a less used portion of the kitchen. So I'll just hang some sound baffles, just something up there so that if the camera does look up, or if you're looking at it from any sort of depth, it's not going to look as rough as it is. I've already got the TV set down there, and I'll be setting up the monitors, and I'll probably take the PC down there in the next couple weeks. My goal is to have the place presentable for regular streaming by, at the earliest, Valentine's Day. I originally planned for the New Year's, but again, money. So that is my current goal, and that is where I'm going to set the fence post for now. If there could be delays, and we'll roll with them as they come. So that's the space. Now for the channel. What do I want to say? Holy cow! Oh, that must be catch-up for... Oh, it's the first of the month, so everything's still going through. So yeah, That was my buddy Baz pledging for DJ Phasma. That the yeah, Jim Ferris. Everything's it's been that long since I streamed. I didn't think the Patreon notifications would start going through. GNT show, that would be Terry. Soon to be starting her own a brand new podcast, not the GNT show. That's sadly been dissolved. But her new podcast, which is called Altered Visions, covering much the same stuff. They're still going to be all Star Trek-y, but they're going to be talking about a lot of other different things too. Brian Dango, that would be, well, who's one of my players on Gods of Yukon. Cole, my old Navy friend. So many good people. Nope, Adrienne. She is the one who produced the music that you were just listening to, Invocation Array. Look them up. Excellent music. Their third album is on the way, and The Morgan, their last music video. Holy cow. George Silsby, one of the most manic men I know, and insanely creative, thanks to the manicness, no doubt. He is currently deep into production of one of his own new shows. I think it's not Bat Radio that he's working on right now. And Janice, good friend. Is that the last of them? Are there any more? Come on, no notifications. No? Okay, cool. We can continue. So, my plan for Live, Love, Play heading into the future. So, before, when I was in the old apartments, I was streaming about 3 times a week if I could. And these were relatively standard Twitch live stream sessions of about 4 hours. I had built that schedule around the idea of building towards partner. And this was before affiliate was a thing. So I kept with that schedule even after making affiliate. So I think now that, since I have it, I've established it, I've got a fairly decent following, I think, if anyone stuck around after the multi-4-month hiatus. I'm going to scale back a bit. I'm going to do more streams, but they're going to be shorter. Hour, maybe 2 hours. And then on my days off, I'll do a proper 4-hour stream, with a few special ones here and there, depending on the situation. I enjoy doing 12-hour streams on my day off, more or less, but the numbers, they're not everything, they're not the most important thing, but it's also, it's not just me anymore. I've got the fiance, I've got the baby, so I've got to strike a balance, and the previous schedule was really adding a burden to the fiance that I didn't know about. So I'm scaling back. There will be more streams, but they're going to be short, and it's going to be irregular, because although my schedule is pretty set, I'm also the daytime caretaker for our son. So my off-work schedule is very irregular, very unstable, and very reactive. Not just to my fiance's schedule, but also our roommates, so who helps out with taking care of our little boy. So I'll do my best to put out that schedule at least a week in advance, as soon as I know my work schedule and I know their work schedule. So we'll see. It's gonna take some getting used to, learning the new routines, so to speak. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go from there. Alright, so we've got the space, we got the channel. So, alright, now to some of the fun stuff. We got the mundane, the trivial, the real world stuff out of the way. Now let's geek out a bit. So, well, before I get into the geek out, I want to say thank you to everyone who does support Live, Love, Play. Thank you to all of my patrons who are just listed down below. If you do decide to support me on Patreon, you'll get access. I'm reworking the Patreon as well, actually, now that I think about it, because Patreon for a streamer is a curious thing, because there's already a built-in support with Twitch, but as with anything, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So you try to diversify, you try to find other baskets to put things into, and that's what Patreon is for. And what I'm considering right now is adding unique perks for Patreon that you can't get on Twitch. Something along the lines of something to tie in with my website, which has been redesigned. Thank you so much to my friend and webmaster, Mike Medeiros. He found an outstanding theme that ties in Twitch well with the website. It's the same thing used by big-name streamers like Ninja, like Dr. Disrespect, and others. So it looks really nice. The first thing you're going to see is the channel, and then scrolling down you'll get to the blogs and fiction and everything else. I'm going to bring back the original stories that I was writing that tied into my my live streams. So you're going to see XCOM-based stories. You're going to see... Oh, that's what I should talk about. All right, so there are a bunch of awesome turn-based strategy games out there that have come out in the last few months since I stopped streaming. You've got Mutant Year Zero, which recently came out, which looks like a lot of fun. Post-apocalypse, mutants, checking all sorts of fun buttons. That reminds me a lot about Gods of Yukon, so some big inspiration there, I hope. Then Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. I'm a big Warhammer 40k fan. The Mechanicus is something that hasn't been explored a lot, so this is going to be fun. I played a little bit offline. It's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, the big one that's getting all sorts of advertising and hype is Phoenix Point. I contributed to it in its crowdfunding. I've gotten a few. I put out a couple videos on the preview build so far. The third backer build is coming out soon, and I'm looking forward to covering that. It's going to be a blast. And I've also been in touch with a couple other developers. One who has a prototype game that's out right now that he's trying to work through. And once I get everything set up, I'm going to test it and maybe chat with him a bit about it, about what he wants to do with this if this prototype is picked up. So that's going to be fun. As for how I'm going to be doing games on the stream, I'm focusing a lot on tactics and strategy games. That's the niche that I'm going to try and fit into. I'm not much of a fan of Fortnite or League of Legends or Dota or any of those other games. The big popular games on Twitch. It's not that I just like them because they're popular. It's just not the types of games that I get into. League of Legends especially had an incredibly toxic community that was just, it made it no fun to play at all. And Fortnite, I played brain fart. PUBG. I played a lot of PUBG. But I kind of burnt out on it for a little while, so I don't have much interest in Battle Royale games at the moment. Fortnite looks interesting. It's fun to follow the news on the game and what they're doing to engage with their community and do more than just be another Battle Royale game. And it's fascinating to watch, but I don't think I'd enjoy playing it. And got those. What else? And I'm still going to do the open world games like Horizon Zero Dawn. I definitely want to revisit that. And I'm also thinking about revisiting some of the older games that I've streamed, like Transformers for Cybertron, or the one with it was GTA but with hacking. Watch Dogs, that was it, Watch Dogs. I really enjoyed playing that game as well. And of course, my favorite, Sunset Overdrive, recently released on PC. So if you guys want to see me revisit some of those games, tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make revisiting these games milestones. So after I hit a specific follower count, a specific subscriber count, a patron count, I'm going to do a special event where I revisit some of these games and fit those into the schedule. So this is something from me to you guys, something that I know everyone will enjoy. And as for scheduling the games that I'll be playing, I'm going to start cycling through stuff. I love XCOM 2. It is my flagship game. And running these campaigns and interacting with you guys during it has been an absolute joy. But it's easy to burn out on stuff. And especially with my attempts at Commander Iron Man, I was really, really feeling the burnout, especially after essentially failing the campaign after the first few months of in-game time. It's frustrating. It's part of the game. Losing is part of the game, and I'm not begrudging the game for that, but it's just, it can be just so frustrating. So I'm going to start rotating things. I'll play XCOM for a stretch, and then I'll take a break from it and play Mechanicus, or one of the other games in my rotation. I've got a lot. I have a lot. My Steam library is absolutely enormous. And with the Lunar Sale coming up, it's going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger. Yeah. Anyway, so that is my current plan. I'll come out with some kind of graph or table in the next coming weeks to elaborate a bit more on what that would look like. But yeah, there's some interesting things coming up, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. So, all right.